Welcome back to Stories Aloud, where we explore the world of books, stories, and everything that helps you become a better person, a better reader. Today's video is all about the let them theory, a simple yet powerful idea that can help you stop overthinking, reduce stress, and focus on what you can actually control. If you've ever felt frustrated by other people's behavior, struggled with expectations, or found yourself drained by situations you can't change, this video is for you. By the end, you'll have clear, practical ways to protect your energy, let go of unnecessary worries, and live with more peace and confidence. Let's dive in. We all have felt this. You're stuck in a traffic that won't move. You're annoyed at a coworker who just doesn't get it. Or you're frustrated that a friend keeps ignoring your advice. It feels like you're pushing against a solid brick wall, and all you're doing is wasting your own precious time and energy on a fight you absolutely cannot win.
And this quote from Mel Robbins just hits the nail on the head. That whole cycle of trying to control things that are, completely uncontrollable, it's basically a direct pipeline to feeling stressed out. It's not just pointless, it's actively draining you.
So, the big question is, why do we even do it? Why do we keep throwing ourselves into this unwinnable fight over and over again? Well, as it turns out, it's pretty much baked right into our DNA.
See, needing control isn't some kind of personal flaw. It's a survival instinct. We are all hardwired to want control over our surroundings, our lives, our future, because honestly, it makes us feel safe. It gives us a sense of security in a chaotic world.
The real trouble starts when that need for control starts spilling over onto other people. We want them to act the way we think they should, to see things our way, to do what we want. But the second we try to control someone else, we crash right into their need for control. And what does that create? Nothing but resistance, conflict, and a whole lot of frustration for everyone.
Okay, so if we're all programmed for this unwinnable fight, are we just stuck? No. The way out is actually an incredibly simple but really profound idea.
And this is where the let them theory comes into play. You can think of it like a mental reset button. It's a tool you can pull out in any moment of frustration that helps you instantly see the difference between what you can change and what you can't. It's all about strategically redirecting your focus and your energy.
Now, let's be super clear on one thing. This is not the same as just telling yourself to let it go. I mean, how many times has someone told you that and it just felt dismissive, like you're supposed to be a doormat? Let them is completely different. It's an active choice. It's about looking at a situation, accepting the reality of it, and then choosing to rise above it. And that is incredibly empowering.
So, how does it actually work in practice? Well, the theory is really built on two parts that are equally important and work together perfectly.
Okay, so part one is let them. This is where you just release your grip. You stop trying to control their mood, their opinions, their choices. You're just acknowledging reality as it is. Then comes part two, let me. This is where you grab the steering wheel of your own life and ask, okay, given that reality, what can I think, do, or feel next? You shift the focus right back to you.
This all sounds great in theory, doesn't it? But what does it look like in the real world, in the middle of a frustrating moment? Let's walk through a few common scenarios where you can use this, like today. All right, picture this. You're in a team meeting, you throw out a fantastic idea, and a few minutes later, your coworker basically repeats it and takes all the credit. You can feel your blood start to boil, right? The injustice, the anger, the frustration, it all hits you at once. But right there, in that split second before you react, you just say to yourself, let them. Let them take the credit. This doesn't mean you're okay with it. It just means you're stopping that wave of emotion from completely taking you over. You're creating a tiny bit of space. Or how about this one? You're scrolling through your phone and you see pictures of all your friends on a weekend trip, a trip you knew nothing about. Ouch, that stings. And your mind immediately starts racing, right? Why wasn't I invited? Did I do something wrong? Again, pause, take a breath. Let them. Let them go on their trip. Let them make their own plans. You're not saying what they did was right. You are simply refusing to let their actions dictate your emotional state. And let's bring it home with a classic. You've asked a million times, but every single morning, there are still dirty dishes piled up in the sink. You feel so disrespected, so ignored. It's such a small thing, but man, it builds up into this huge frustration. Before that anger just bubbles over, you apply the theory. Let them. Let them leave the dishes. You're just accepting the reality of what's in the sink in this moment. That simple phrase creates a gap between the trigger and your response. And that momentary gap you create, that is everything. Because in that little pause, you get to shift into the second and, honestly, the most empowering part of this whole idea, reclaiming your power.
I really want to drive this point home. Saying let them is not about being passive or letting people walk all over you. It is the absolute opposite. It's about saving your energy so you can respond with intelligence and purpose instead of just reacting with raw, messy emotion.
And this right here is where your true power is. After you say let them, you immediately pivot to let me. Let me decide what I'm going to think about this. Let me decide what I'm going to do or not do next. And let me decide how I'm going to handle my own feelings about it. No matter what happens, you are always in control of these three things. You know, there's a really interesting side effect to this. When you stop trying to force people to be who you want them to be, you actually get to see who they truly are. Their actions, without your expectations all over them, give you incredibly valuable information. It gives you so much clarity.
But what's the ultimate payoff? This is the best part. Imagine all the hours and all the mental energy you've spent worrying, complaining, or trying to manage other people. The let them theory gives you all of that time and all of that precious energy back, and you can invest it in things that actually matter: your own life, your own growth, and your own peace of mind.
Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you see how letting others be who they are can bring more peace, clarity, and emotional freedom into your life. If this idea resonated with you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Stories Aloud for more thoughtful and inspiring content. How do you practice letting go and protecting your peace? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Until next time, stay grounded, stay mindful, and keep growing. See you in the next video.